What's up YouTube? It's Kennedy Simone, and today I'm back with another video for you guys. And as you can tell by the title, this is a get ready with me video. So as always, I'm super excited to be here today and record this video with you guys. And I feel like get ready with me's are super fun because it's like a 2-in-1. We get to talk, and also it's kind of like a makeup tutorial, but not as in depth and just super easy to flow. But without further ado, we're going to kind of go ahead and get into this video. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button so you can join the family. Do not forget to hit that thumbs up button so give this video a like, and comment something down below, maybe your favorite makeup tip, makeup hack, or just hack, not hap, your makeup hack, or just any advice, whatever. Today is Friday. I'm not really sure when you guys will be watching this video, but it is Friday today as I'm recording it. So happy Friday to everyone. And yeah, let's just get into the video. Today is December the 18th. Today is my one and only brother, my one and only sibling's birthday today. And I just want to say, CJ, I love you, and I'm wishing you an abundance of blessings and prayers to go forth in this new chapter of your life that will follow you for the rest of your life. I just want to say that again, I love you. Happy 27th birthday. You were so gifted. And I just could not post this video or record this video without saying something to you. And I do want to show you this. I have this, like, how perfect, on my makeup desk, a picture of us when we were babies. And so that's not there honestly for today. I have like had this on my desk for like months. So I just wanted to show that to you. And again, I love you. So turn up. I'm not gonna lie, it's like super weird to do a makeup video and not like be talking you guys through the steps of like what I'm gonna be doing. And like I had a few things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And so I guess we can just like get right into it. But the first thing I wanted to say was, like I said, today is my brother's birthday, December the 18th, and it was like not an epiphany, but like it hit me yesterday that a year ago today is when I started my YouTube channel, when I made my first video on his birthday. And I was tripping out when I thought about it, and I was like, was it really? And it was. So I've like been contemplating. If you watched my very first video, it was like about me, but really it was more so like, yay, I'm starting this channel, thank God, like it's been a long awaited time, I wanted to do this. But anyway, so I recorded that on his birthday last year, and like it came back to my remembrance this year, and I was like, I have to record a video today because of that. I was like, it's been a year. So I am so grateful that I am still interested in YouTube like I was last year. And I think that that's something that I have really just been proud about. And it came back to my memory yesterday that like, oh my God, I recorded my first video a year ago today, and I still have the same excitement about YouTube. And so like, I know what you're thinking is like, okay, Kennedy, what do you mean you still have the same excitement? Well, like, I've always known people to be like, oh, I love, for instance, they could be like, oh, you know, I love the color pink, I like this pink, I like that pink, or just being so sure about something. And I always felt like I lacked in that department about being super sure about stuff. And so just to look back and be like, wow, like I'm still intrigued about YouTube as I was really several years ago, not just a year, but I guess saying a year is that I'm still interested in creating my own content a year later. And I just think that that's really cool, and for myself, like an accomplishment, and just being able to have that feeling of, hey, this is what I like to do, and I still feel that way. Speeding right along, I'm continuing to carve out my eyebrows and finish them up. I didn't really want to cut this out, even though I wasn't really talking about anything important, just so you guys can get the full experience of me doing my makeup, even though it's sped up, obviously, to save time. So yeah, that's all that is. About COVID and speaking of COVID, like this is probably gonna like shock some of y'all's socks off, but I actually had COVID. And I didn't really tell a lot of people, one, because like I feel like, what is the point? I feel like a lot of people do that for attention. And I'm not saying that everyone does, but I feel like a lot of people, you know, do it for attention, or they feel like they have to announce it, which is their business, and that's totally fine. But I just was like, I don't have to do that, because one, I'm not gonna lie, like I was low-key kind of like, I won't say like embarrassed, but I was just like, seriously, like this happened to me? I just really was shocked at first. And so we're gonna have like story time on that, like right now. So I went, and like I already know what y'all are gonna say. And speaking right along again, I'm just blending out my concealer, and I'm going to go ahead and set that as well. But like I said, I felt like I wanted to show that and not cut it out. So yeah. Recently, and like back in November, I went on this trip. And after I got back, I just felt like insanely tired, like out of nowhere. And I wasn't really thinking anything about it. I was just like, you know, I'm a full-time student. The trip, it was fun, you know, it was a weekend full of just, you know, having fun and doing all these things. So like, ooh, you know, maybe I'm just tired. Like I really did not think anything about it. And like, I know the symptoms have been like plastered everywhere, but it's not like, I just wasn't paying attention to it like that. So I didn't think anything about it. You know, I was just going on kind of like with my everyday life, like not that nothing was going on, but kind of in a way that, yeah, nothing was going on. And so, and in my head I'm thinking, you know, like long weekend with like a lot of friends, of course you're tired, like you should be, you did the most. But it wasn't like, it wasn't that. And so like that, I felt like super fatigued for like a week, and just like I said, not really knowing what was going on. I just felt super tired, and like I just wasn't getting enough sleep. But I know it was because I was in school still, you know, and I don't stay up late when I have school, just because, you know, I just like to get up, especially because I had morning classes. So anyway, like it kept going on, and I still didn't think anything about it. But then like, sorry, I've never used this brush before, so I'm just trying to see like what it looks like. But anyway, I was kind of like, hang on, I gotta do this part first. Okay. So I was just kind of like, well, I guess, like I just said, like, I guess I'm just tired. Like, school must be really kicking my butt or something. And that's just all I chalked it up to be at the end of the day. I was like, that has to, like, literally just be it. And, hang on, sorry. This part I can't really talk because I have to, like, squinch my face. But anyway, so I was kind of like, well, I'm just going to go on and like, I think everything's fine. But, and it's weird because like, you know, everybody coughs, is like, oh, you have COVID, you have COVID. But like any other symptom, like nobody's really thinking about that. And so I feel like that's how it was for me when I was having the fatigue, is like everybody's looking for a temperature and all these other things, and like neglecting kind of like all the other symptoms that, you know, have been showing. And I feel like that's what was going on with me and the people around me. Like we weren't really like considering all the other symptoms. And so So like that week went by, and then the sleepiness and the tiredness went away, and I didn't really feel sleepy and tired anymore. But I noticed, like, after that had went away, like, this onset of congestion started to come upon me. And I was like, what is going on? You know, like, still not really making sense of it. I'm just still like, what is happening? And so one morning, I think it was like a week after I'd gotten back from that trip. It was the next week. I got back on a Sunday. So that Thursday of being back, I woke up and my head was just like, it just felt tight. Like, you know, some pressure was going on. Kind of like how you feel when you have sinus issues. And I have seasonal allergies that I've been in like denial about. Well, I won't say all my life, but for a huge chunk of my life. My mom always told me I had them, and I was like, I don't think so. But anyway, so I was like, I guess like my allergies are coming up, especially since it's the winter time, and that's when I feel like mine start to act out anyway. So I was like, oh great, here we go with this. And like I wasn't really noticing, but now when I think back to it, like it was excessive congestion, not just like your typical congestion that like, you know, you might deal with. It was like super excessive now that like I look back on it. And I was having those types of like issues, like serious congestion problems. And so I had made some tea, and I was like, let me like get ahead of this. Let me get some tea. Let me put some honey in it, some lemon, whatever, and get ahead of this. This is another part I need to focus, and then I will finish. So I fixed the tea and was like, you guys, do not be mad at me. Hang on one second. I'm so excited to be putting makeup on. It's been a minute. I think I haven't put it on since my last video that I put on, that I uploaded about making the makeup thing. That might be my very last time putting makeup on. Okay. So anyway, I was like, let me just fix some tea. Let me get ahead of this and like, you know, knock it out. And so I fixed the tea in the kitchen. I get it real hot, you know, use the little tea kettle thing. Take it out, put my little pack in. It's like a little detox tea that I got like several months back. When I started my workout stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm going to attempt to use this and see like, you know, what's going on. So I, you know, put my lemon in there, and I put lemon, like drops of lemon in there, and I was like, okay, this is gonna get me, you know, to like where I need to be, yada yada yada. And I drink the tea, and like I noticed something's off, but like in my head I'm like, okay, now something is not right. It's like I could still taste it, so I was like, okay, maybe it's nothing. And I just kept drinking it and went on about my day. Like literally, you know, on movies, like how you know something's supposed to be off, but the person acts like they don't know what's going on, but you know. And so that's literally how I felt. It's like I drank the tea, like something's not right, but whatever. So like I continued drinking the tea and went on about my day. And I was like, I just am really struggling like with my congestion, not like shortness of breath, but just because that congestion was just like no other. And so I go on about my day, and like my head starts bothering me a little bit. And I'm still like, you guys, I don't know what it is, but like I'm still not thinking that I could possibly have COVID. Like I don't know what is going on. Because I guess with certain things you just think like, no, that's like not gonna happen to me. Like surely not. Well, COVID showed me. But anyways, with that said, so I kept on going about my day, and I had to go get my hair done because I had a hair appointment. And like I said, I'd been totally fine. And that wasn't something that like I noticed like anything was weird. So like I continued and went and got my hair done. And so while my hairdresser was doing my hair, well, no, let me back up. So I went to get breakfast, you know, to eat on the way to my appointment because I was like, I'm hungry. Like I'm not going to get to eat until after my appointment. I don't know how long it's going to take. So let me just go ahead and get some food. So I go ahead and get some Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm eating it on the way to my hair appointment. But I'm realizing like it tastes funny. Like the hash browns, the little wrap that I have just tastes off. But it, like, I'm still not thinking anything about it because it's like I can taste it. So I'm like, you know, I'm congested. And that's literally why, like, I'm not able to taste anything right now. Like, that's just what I was going off of. Like, congested. That's why you're fine. So, I get to my hairdresser, and, like, we're just chit-chatting. And then it finally gets to the part where she is, like, about to put toner on my hair and, like, rinse me out and all that stuff. And so she was like, let me know if this toner's too strong. And I was like, oh girl, I could barely like smell. My allergies are acting a fool, like I'm fine. And so my hairdresser had COVID, and she was telling me about how she was like, oh girl, that like reminds me of my COVID. She's like, when I had it, you know, before I got cleared, like I just couldn't smell anything. And then in my head, while I'm sitting in the wash bowl, I'm like, say what now? So I was kind of thinking to myself, not that she gave it to me because I don't go to her like that. I don't get my hair done every couple of weeks. Like, it just depends. Whenever I feel like going is when I go. So it wasn't that was my concern. It was just the fact that like I was struggling smelling things, and I was like, something ain't right. Something is not right. So I just didn't say anything because honestly I was thinking, you know, congestion. But then later that night I I went home and I tried to eat dinner. And I started talking to my mom, and I was like, Mom, you know, I think something's not right. I think me and my parents were talking about COVID anyway, and I was kind of telling them about my experiences, and I was like, I don't think, you know, something's all the way right. Like, I've been having, you know, some issues. And my mom had made burgers that night. And so I fixed my burger. I think I had not mayonnaise, I had mustard on my burger and barbecue sauce, and I could not taste it, you guys. And I was like, what is going on? But I really could not taste it. And I told my mom and my dad, and they're like, ooh, you know, we are not going to have that here. So they prayed over me. And, like, we just went on about the night. But I told my mom, I was like, you know, I do believe for my healing in Jesus' name. And even if I do have it, like, it's going to be a speedy recovery. And I'm not going to have to battle like some people have been. And so I was like, but, you know, because my grandfather, he is older. He's in, like, his 70s. So I was like, you know, it's important that I get tested. And since I am picking up on these symptoms, especially, like, because I got a new job and, you know, our office was open, and I was like, I don't want to carry that to anyone. If, you know, I already have it, I want to get on that. So I woke up the next morning and, like, felt even worse. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do my makeup and get dressed for work anyway. Just because if I do find out my results today, maybe it's not, I don't know what I was thinking. So I got fully dressed for work. And I went to my college's on-campus nurse. And, you know, well, first, like, you have to email the dean. So I did. And I was like, listen, I feel like I'm experiencing COVID symptoms, and I want to be safe, and I want to get tested. So they send you to the nurse. You have to make an appointment with her and, like, get assessed or whatever. and, you know, see if they think that you should be tested or whatever. So I got assessed, and she was like, well, you don't really have a temperature. So that was like crazy, because everybody's like, oh, let me check your temperature, let me check your temperature wherever you go, and not everyone who has it has a freaking temperature, you guys. So that's something to be aware of, is just because you have just because you don't have a temperature doesn't mean you don't have it. So she was like, you don't have a temperature, but let me check your blood pressure. My blood pressure is kind of high, and she's like, that typically happens when people are kind of under the weather. And of course she asked me like how I'd been feeling, and then you know, when she heard about the congestion and the taste and that fatigue, she was like, you know, it really sounds like to me that you do have signs of COVID. She was like, so let me check your nasal canal, and she did. And my ears, and she said my ears looked fine, but my nasal canal looked red. And she was like, I feel like if it was really sinuses like you're thinking, it would be more of a pale color. She was like, so I hate to say it looks more viral, and you're gonna have to be tested. And I was like, joy. You know, like, you're kind of thinking like, how do I feel? Like, I see this as something on the news. I'm not dumb, like I know people are getting it, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, me, for real? And that's kind of just how I was feeling at the time, because I was like, this is crazy. Like, you know, and you hate to be like, oh, it's real. And I don't want to say it was like, oh, this is real. It's just kind of like, wow, it came to my doorstep. It's kind of just how I felt. And so I was like, okay, so they are partnered with these pediatricians. Oh, well, this pediatrician, what am I trying to say? Pediatric office in town, and they're like, you know, you can go there and they'll test you, and we're gonna see, you know, when you can get in. She said it's, you know, they've been behind because the numbers have skyrocketed, so hopefully you can get in this weekend, but we're not sure. And I'm, you know, not freaking out, but I'm just like, I want to know. So like, I need to get in ASAP. So she checked for me and was like, thank goodness, luckily you can go today. She was like, I'm not sure when you'll have your test back, because, you know, the rapids, usually they... Alright, you guys, so my camera actually died, which is super unfortunate and hilarious at the same time, because I was just rambling on and had no idea. Just happened to look up and saw that it had stopped recording. But anyway, I'm just going to finish out my story here and then close out the video. So I ended up going to get tested that same day. My results came back Saturday night, late Saturday night, and I was tested positive. I stayed calm and was just like, you know what, the Lord's got me. It's not going to be bad. And you know, my whole COVID experience wasn't horrible. I had one day of bad symptoms, and that was literally it. So thank God. Alright, you guys, that wraps up this Get Ready With Me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to hit that thumbs up button. Do not forget to subscribe and join the family, and comment something down below what you might want to see in the next video, what you enjoyed from this video, or your own personal makeup tips, whatever. Just say hi, whatever you want to do. But I will see you guys in the next video. And again, like I said, thank you so much.